Hey guys, welcome to a brand new series. This is F1 2010, part of my top 10 games of all time series. Now, with the F1 season getting underway over the weekend, I thought we'd go down nostalgia lane and go back to the creme de la creme of Formula 1 games, and that is F1 2010. The music is just fantastic, and it just transports me back to a time, the 24th of September 2010, when I first turned this game on. Now, it's going to be a little bit different. The first, we're going to start a new career now so that you guys can see all of the greatness that was the start of the career as the F1 driver. The catchphrase for this game was "live the life," so you'll see that side of it. And then we're going to fast forward 4 seasons and 1 race to my last save on the PS3, which was at Mercedes. So, you know, if you don't know, you couldn't start at any team, but we'll get to that, and I'll tell you the reasons as to why I want to start back at Mercedes in this series. So, without further ado, let's get into the career. Now, hopefully the music's not too loud. I did have it turned off because I did do a short F1 2010 series a few years ago, actually, and the music was a little bit of a problem back then when I didn't have this high-tech recording system called OBS. So here we go, let's start this new career, and here we are sat now in this
Welcome to Formula 1.
boardroom, I guess, or press conference.
Could you please give us a few details for those watching at home? Could you please confirm your full name?
So my name is, of course, Joe. Joe Hannard. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe for daily content. What do you prefer to be called? Joe.
Being new to the majority of those watching, would you mind telling us where you're from?
I'm from the United Kingdom.
So what kind of challenge are you looking for from the sport?
I want to test myself against the very best.
How many seasons are you expecting to commit yourself to?
Now, this was a great thing because depending on how many seasons you picked, it opened up how many teams you want. So, if, for example, if I wanted...
As there's been so much speculation, can you please confirm which team you'll be driving for next season?
For example, if I wanted to do 7 seasons, I could start with either of those teams. If I wanted to do 5 seasons, I could start with any of these 5 teams. And if I wanted to do 3 seasons, then I could start with 6, I think it is, or 7 of the teams from the 2010 season. Now, I always went with 7 seasons. I think I completed probably about 13 seasons of career mode in this game. It's absolutely insane, and I definitely started off at Lotus. So why don't we do that again? Hopefully it's not too laggy for you guys. I'm looking at it and it looks a little bit questionable, so you might never get to see this, but let's go for Lotus and we'll see exactly what happens. Tony Fernandez, QPR owner. And here we are in the driver lobby. Sorry if it's a bit laggy. I promise it won't be laggy for the next bit. This is just because I'm recording this bit on my PC, because you couldn't start a new career and go back to an old save on the PS3. So that's the reason. But here we are in the paddock. You can see the press talking to Jarno Trulli there. We can go in and talk to our agent. Will she talk to us? Apparently not. I don't really know why. They usually do speak to you, but you can see that there was a number of helmet designs as well. They were pretty generic, but there was one for most of the nationalities. And if we look at the standings, and you just said went into Rubens Barrichello, then you could read a little bit about their career, and we'll maybe explore that option throughout the game. There's Nico Hülkenberg, my current favourite driver in Formula 1. So that is where we're going to leave it for this part of the episode, and we're now going to fast forward 4 and a little bit years until season 4, Melbourne, which was race 2 back then. Very weird. Now then, we've fast forwarded about 3 seasons into this, and yeah, I've had a look at the recording from the first little bit, and it was a little bit laggy, but you guys get the idea about Live the Life. It was mainly because I was recording on me PC, that or the PC version of the game. For some reason, OBS doesn't like recording PC stuff, but yeah, here we are in the press paddock. I am now a Mercedes driver after 3 seasons in the sport. Michael Schumacher is my teammate. There's David Croft there waiting to speak to us at some point. You can see the agent. Mercedes are very, very happy with us at this point. But remember, Mercedes aren't the Mercedes of 2018. They were actually a bit of a midfield running team back then. And if we have a look at the standings, we actually won the first race, but Michael Schumacher finished in 8th. So if we look at our career so far, we've completed 3 years of career mode. We've earned $19 million. We've had 27 podiums in 58 races, a pretty damn good record. 19 race wins and 17 pole positions, and that all-important World Drivers title, which you can see right there, just in the corner, right there. Look at it. Yes, that's what we like to see. And obviously we've won the first race. You know, just to let you know, I haven't played this on the PS3 for probably about 7 years, so I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why we're in Season 4 Melbourne, second race of the season. I don't know what made me stop, but what I do know is that I'm going to go away now. We're going to do practice, we're going to do qualifying, and then we'll be with you for the race. See you then. Well, because I love you guys, I thought we might as well show qualifying. I've done short qualifying for this. This is going to be rather interesting. I haven't played this game for a while, and on the console I haven't done for a long time, so this is going to be interesting. I'm sure it's 1-1. I'm sure 11-11 used to be good. I really can't remember, to be perfectly honest with you. 5 laps of fuel is fine. I think doing this made you fast. I really can't remember, guys. But what I do know is that we're going to go out onto a flying lap. Apparently, there's changeable conditions coming. Hopefully, this isn't too loud for you guys to hear me over the top of this. It is looking a little bit loud on the thing, so I'm going to actually do that. And hopefully that is a little bit quieter for you, but we've already cut the corner. That is rather embarrassing. On my first lap, I've already messed it up. I tell you what, yeah, we'll return to the garage and then we'll start a brand new, fresh flying lap. So here we go. Let's go. Oh, it's raining. No. Right, we're going to restart. Now, I wouldn't usually do this, but because I was fiddling with volume and stuff, then I am blaming it on that. So, oops. All of that's the same, which is good. Let's head out there. And to be honest, I think this game looks fantastic for 2010. You know, before the next gen consoles and all that, I think this game looks beautiful. It's a little bit dull, you know, the lighting could do with being a little bit brighter. The HUD is very basic, but for a first go, this was fantastic. This game won BAFTAs. That's how good it was, and that's how critically acclaimed it was at the time. You don't want to hit the curbs on this game too much, otherwise they'll send you spinning out. But the downforce is surprisingly good on these cars, considering it was the first year of no refueling, so the cars were very, very different. It was the second year of slick tyres, the second year of the new regulations, of course, which saw Braun GP win the championship in 2009. Obviously, Mercedes bought out the Braun GP team, so this is technically the Braun GP team, but they weren't quite as competitive in 2010, unfortunately for Schumacher and Rosberg. But Rosberg did get a couple of podiums earlier on in the season. Schumacher not having the best of years, but I think he still finished 7th or 8th in the championship, which is really, really good. This isn't too bad a first lap, but to put into perspective, Hamilton on Saturday set a pole position time. Oh dear me, lots of oversteer there. Set a pole position time of a 1:21.2, I think it was. We're coming through with a 1:31.7. I don't think that's going to be quite enough for pole position today. I don't know. I think it was a 1:28 back then was the sort of benchmark. So we're well off the pace that I obviously showed before doing this video, because we won the first race of the season. So I must have had some sort of frontline pace to do that. Here comes the rain, and you can see we're already 6/10 up in that first sector, so we're already flying really. We're still 8/10 off Mr. Jensen Button, who was world champion this year. Continue trying to fly through the lap and trying to get as much time off this quali time as possible. So here we come up towards the very fast turn 10 and 11, I believe it is. Still 6/10 up. We come through, and that was pretty impressive. We're still 2.2 seconds off Lewis Hamilton this time. Hopefully we'll be able to maybe shave another second or so off this time before we have to come in. Obviously I'm not at peak form just yet, but hopefully by maybe the end of this series we'll be in a position to compete for pole positions and victories. But here we come through the line, and that's an improvement of a 1.6 seconds, and we're now up to 6th or 7th, I think it was. What was his name again? It was Rob the engineer, based on Rob Smedley, Felipe Massa's engineer in real life. The excitable Geordie is what I'm often called. He's even more excitable. You can see a dry line developing already. That's 2/10 off in the first sector. Now the first sector wasn't really the problem. It was this middle sector that we were having issues with. Because of the wet weather, I don't know whether we're actually going to manage to improve our time here, although this feels a little bit quicker this lap, so we'll have to see. Coming through. Yeah, we're 3/10 up. Still a way off Sebastian Vettel's time.
Within 2 laps.
We're in 8th. Schumacher's just out-qualified us. But I think we'll see where we are with respect to him. I think that'll be a good indication of our pace, really. So here we come, up to the finish line. What's it going to be? It looks quicker. It's going to be in the 29s at 29.7. We're still 7/10 off Michael Schumacher, but we are improving. 7/10 off our teammate. I tell you what though, for a first go of this in what I've estimated sort of 6 years, we haven't done too badly. We've spun out there though, and I think that is going to be the end of our session. I think it is getting too wet out there now. As Jeff said, or not Jeff, Rob said, we are going to need to pit for fuel in the not too distant future. Maybe we'll come in now and see if we can change tyres and maybe still get out there. I really don't know.
We need to put in some quick laps.
Do that. I feel like it'll be too wet out there. We'll try our best. It is damp. We've got some brand new tyres on.
That's it.
Come on. Go over line in there. Tell you what, there's still grip there to be found. I just don't know whether we're gonna find 7/10 on Michael just yet. Oh, that was fantastic, that corner there. Oh, we go a little bit wide. That was really, really cool. I tell you what, we're 6/10 up here. We could out-qualify Michael Schumacher if we manage to throw this around and just go a little bit wide. That's annoying. This is intense, I tell you. I feel like the modern F1 games don't have this same intensity. They really don't. We'll come through. We're still 3/10 up here. Probably needed a downshift there, but they didn't have manual override back then, so just had to deal with that one. We're coming through this fast right-hander and then down into the penultimate turn. Oh, I thought we were going to spin there, but we didn't. Oh, I think we butchered the end of this lap. Just got too excited. And there you go, we're 4/10 down now. We've got one final lap. You would say before this rain gets unbearable. It's already very slippy out there. I'll tell you what, there is pace to be found, isn't there? Definitely potential for us. Here we go. Went terribly through there last time. We are still up 6/10. Oh my goodness me, we went wide there. Probably lost the 6/10 in that one corner. Come on. A little bit earlier into this one. That's the best we went through that little complex there. Come on. This is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm just putting in lap after lap. We're 2/10 up, well, we're only a 10th up. I don't think we're going to improve much this time, but there might still be one lap. This track just doesn't seem to be getting slippy enough to warrant not being out here pumping in lap times. You can actually see standing water on the track, but as long as we stick to the dryish line, you never know what can happen. And here we go, starting another lap. Is that going to be an improvement? It's not. We're losing a lot of time in the final sector. Oh, and that's a corner cut. Surely that's going to be it now. I think we're going to call it there. And we're going to get into the race. 5 minutes to go. I highly doubt we're going to get anything else out of that. But I tell you what we'll do to sample to sample the interviews and stuff. We'll leave this session now, and
could have a lot of work on our hands bringing it up to speed.
Where did we qualify? I didn't actually see where we just qualified there. Well, there you go, new upgrade, an engine throttle electronics update. Finished 6th. We didn't quite do that, but if we finished 8th, that's not too bad. Now we're expected to finish 4th in this Grand Prix. They didn't want an interview with us. Oh, that's really sad. It's disappointing. Anyway, let's go for it. Let's go for this race. 20%, I think it's, what, 50... Is it 58 laps in Melbourne? So it should be about 11 laps this race. Which would be cool, or 12 laps. But this just really used to get intense. You used to get the feelings that you needed to perform for the team, otherwise they were going to chop you. And I never actually got a renewed contract, despite winning world championships on this game. I never ever got a renewed contract. So yeah, let me know what your guys' experience of this game was. I just remember this so well. Oh, it's bringing back so many memories. Brian McDermott there at the front of the car, and we do start 8th, which isn't too bad at all. Let's get straight into it.
Move it, guys.
And obviously we just drove out of the garage back in this day, just like we do right now. You actually controlled how fast you went in the pit lane, which was a really cool feature. You actually have to brake into your pit box, as we'll see throughout this. Lewis Hamilton will start on pole for this Grand Prix, and we're going to start in 8th. So here we go.
The team are expecting something special after your points finish last race. Don't disappoint them, mate.
see the red lights, nothing pops up on the screen. We just have to go lights out, and away we go. This is very, very loud. I really hope you can hear us over this. But we're going into the first turn, and we're going around the outside. It was a fairly easy start for us there, and we're all the way up to third. But that's Button on the outside there. I thought it was Alonso for a second, but apparently not. I tell you what, that was a terrible turn. We locked our tyres up terribly, and we went from 4th down to 14th, and Robert Kubica is next in line. And we keep nudging the people in front. This is unbelievable. We're going to have a look down the inside. Oh, we spin. Ah! Oh dear. I tell you what, let's restart this. Nobody wants to see a race that bad. Come on, we'll do it right this time. We won't be so surprised that no red lights pop up on the screen. Let's get ready for the race. Lights out, away we go for the second time here. We're off the line pretty well, to be honest with you, and we're going to overtake Felipe Massa down the outside. We go down the middle of the Red Bulls. We're going to take it nice and easy into turn 1. Michael Schumacher is feisty down the inside. He's up to 5th. He's had a very good start as well. He started 7th, remember. We're going to have a little dummy on Schumacher, but we're going to try and settle into the race before we attempt any overtakes. Now, there's going to be no editing in these races, so I'm going to try and talk for 12 laps, which is going to be interesting, but this is just going to be a little part 1 for now, and if you guys really enjoy it, make sure you do leave a like and let me know if you want to see the rest of this season, which will probably be a title battle, to be honest with you. Once I get into me stride, we should be able to compete for wins, or at least podiums, and I think that'll be really good. But let me know if you guys would be interested in that down below in the comments, and down below by leaving a like. Oh, we got held onto the curb there. We're still pushing on our teammate Michael Schumacher. I don't want to try anything too aggressive this early in the season. He's still the first driver, so he's going to get priority at the team for now. And it's Michael Schumacher, for goodness sake. He's won 7 world championships. Although I think we are coming to this as the defending champions. I'm really not sure. I can't remember. Out that final corner rather slowly. Kobayashi up to 7th place. That's an impressive start for him. Coming down into this turn, Schumacher very slow out of that one. We're going to try and get in his slipstream here. We're going to try and go down the inside perhaps of him. And we do go down the inside, and we manage to overtake him. He's still there. He's still there. The AI are fairly aggressive apparently. You know, they'll at least hold their lines around corners, which is good to see.
Brakes and tyres are at optimal temperature.
Kobayashi right behind us, and I think the Force India behind him. Oh, a lock up there, that's not good. Ah, that's annoying. It was Adrian Sutil. Here's Mark Webber and Felipe Massa. They've had a very poor start to this Grand Prix. We'll have to try and hold them off now. We need to catch up to these guys and overtake them. Wow, we get past Sutil very easily there.
That was a great overtaking manoeuvre. You made that look easy.
Now we're going to have a look at Kamui Kobayashi. Oh! Close. Close to being a fatal accident there. Go down the inside this time. We push him out onto the grass. I think we're alright. He's going into the pits. He is going into the pits. So, lap 2 of this Grand Prix. People already coming in. Moving on to lap 3 now. See Michael Schumacher 2 seconds ahead of us as it stands. Hopefully as we get into our rhythm here, we'll manage to overtake them. But the handling on this game is completely different to that of F1 2017. So please forgive me for not being perfect. I didn't actually do any practice before this, so this is all raw gameplay. What you've seen in qualifying, what you've seen now, this is all just me coming back to the game, jumping straight on it without any practice whatsoever. So yes, we are a little bit rubbish at the moment, but hopefully we'll be able to improve throughout these episodes, if there is a future episode. We're closing in on Kamui Kobayashi now, and hopefully we'll be able to make some sort of overtake. Oh!
Save this guy. Come on. Come on.
I feel like we've not legitimately took that, so I'm going to let him back past, and we're going to try and go down the inside here. Oh, push him wide. Don't know what he's doing. He's very erratic driving. I'm assuming he's coming into the pits because he's taking a slightly different line through that final sector. Well, he hasn't come into the pits, but who has come into the pits, I think, is Michael Schumacher. Either that or he's just miles ahead of us now. He is miles ahead of us. So we're coming into the pits at the end of this lap. We haven't been fast so far at all. We're going to overtake Kamui Kobayashi here. We're going to go down the inside, pull out for Kobayashi against Kobayashi, but bump wheels there, and unfortunately lose track position. Close in on him again. It is very difficult to do this 100% live as well.
Go for the overtake.
I'm sure you guys can understand, and I know a couple of you might even be F1 YouTubers watching this, so you know, I'm sure you'll appreciate that more than anybody. But we are coming into the pits at the end of this lap. By the way, the difficulty is on Legend, which I think was or Expert, whatever that was the top difficulty on this game. Here we are, we're now closing in on Kamui Kobayashi. We've got wear in the tyres now. And also in this game was spontaneous punctures, which is really, really cool, but annoying at the same time. Down the inside now of Kobayashi, and we're coming in to the pits this lap.
You're in
So
sixth.
you guys will see us having to put the pit limit down.
Slow for the line and limiter on. Brake.
I think we're in. Oh! No, we're going to run this guy over. Ouch.
You're on the brakes next time.
I forgot that they were the first garage. That just shows you I've done absolutely no practice whatsoever. That's awful. Right then, it's time for the comeback. Here we go.
Limiter off.
Just ahead of Chandok, Karun Chandok, and just behind Rubens Barrichello in the Williams. Obviously he drove for Braun GP in 2009, so he's just left our team to join Williams. I think it was in some sort of swap deal for Nico Rosberg actually.
Go for it. They've got
Look
this
what
guy.
happened to Nico Rosberg. He became a future world champion at this Mercedes outfit in 2016, so very, very interesting stuff. This has been good pace in this first sector or so. We're now closing in on Rubens, coming into the fast left-right turn. On the inside there, we've got Felipe Massa there. We did have to take evasive action. I'm not going to let him back through this time.
That's 17th place.
Slow. I
You've
feel
moved
like
up to
we have to
17.
take avoiding action there.
Hamilton's in
The
first.
Bits next. Hamilton leading the race apparently. He definitely lost a lot of time in the pit stops. Ooh, that was poor. That was poor from us. Now then, where are we going to go up to after this lot of pit stops? Schumacher in 7th currently. It's great for him. We're going to get a penalty at this rate. Well, he's 18 seconds ahead of us. How's he got that far ahead? Surely we haven't lost that much time in the pit stops, but early on in this race we were going pound for pound with Schumacher. The only reason we didn't overtake was because he was our teammate. We didn't want to be too aggressive on him. Now having a look at Robert Kubica around the outside in what proved to be his final year in Formula 1, which was such a shame because Kubica had a great year in 2010, scoring a few podiums for Renault. And remember, Renault started with a really good car at the start of 2011, or Lotus Renault as it was, and people were wondering what on earth Robert Kubica would do with that car. So 6 laps into this Grand Prix, I've managed to ramble on enough throughout this Grand Prix so far. I'm sorry that there's not going to be any editing, but you know, short races at the end of the day, and they're not too serious, so I'm not worried about the standard of them. If you get me, it is just reliving an old favourite of a game, and yeah, we're coming through now. Probably going to be up to 12th now.
Glock into the pits now.
More Glock, eh? Virgin Racing back then. Pretty cool, they became the Mana team. So obviously a very popular team until 2016 when they went out of business at the end of that year. Now then, we're closing in on Kamui once again. Now this is where we were just before the pit stops, so they've made up the time that we lost in the actual pits themselves, so that's good. We're closing up onto the back of him. We'll probably get him on the rundown. Well, I didn't expect to overtake him there. He was going very slow through that complex of corners, and we're now only 1 place outside of the points. Who's ahead of us? Mark Webber. We were ahead of him before the pit stop, so definitely did lose a big chunk of time because we didn't brake early enough. I've just seen somebody come into the pits, so we are actually hopefully going to finish inside the points in this race, which I think is a pretty damn good achievement. To be perfectly honest, we're not too far behind Michael Schumacher, and we might even catch him by the end of the race, as long as we don't make any more mistakes here. We are actually quicker than these guys, and are slightly ahead of us. Just keep pumping in the laps, try not to make any mistakes. Maybe drive at 90% of our ability, and I think even that will help us catch up a little bit. So close to meet Webber with 3.8 seconds. Let's see what we are by the end of this lap. We are visibly closing in on him here. I really don't want to cut any more corners either, because I feel like we'll definitely get a penalty.
4 places in front of you.
Good for Michael. Made up a couple of tenths on him there. Oh, big lock up, and we have made that mistake, which is annoying. It does happen though, it really does happen. Been too hard on the brakes, that's just not being used to the game. But our pace is improving. Oh, there's a few people in the pits here. This is good. This is really good. We're now up to 7th, I think.
2 cars ahead of you.
Yeah, Schumacher in 6th, we're in 7th. Oh, if he's in 5th, we're in 7th. Mark Webber, the guy in front. So, right, come on. I'm even more motivated now because we're already getting a good result here. 7th place isn't too bad. We started 8th, remember. We are expected to finish 4th in this car. There you go. At least we're not finishing outside the points by the looks of it. I just can't believe how much closer we were to Mark Webber this time last lap, and We do just seem to be driving at a worse standard now, which is a shame. 8.2 seconds behind Webber. We'll try our best. There's still 3 laps to go after this, so you never know what can happen. I might make a mistake. I don't remember how many mistakes the AI typically made in this game. And obviously there was no safety car in this game. We'll just see, won't we? Through now, that's a 132 flat. Thought that was going to be our penalty there. And I think you got 30-second penalties in this game. I don't think it was too kind to you. Drive-through penalties. Let's try and not get one of those penalties.
Your tyres are at optimal temperature. Try to keep them there.
6.7 seconds, so we're definitely making up some good time on Webber here. You never know, we might finish 6th just behind Michael. We need to have faultless racing now. We just keep locking up the tyres when we're getting close. Come on.
De La Rosa's on your rear wing. He's right behind.
It's not that close. See, we lost another 1.7 seconds there. Just on that alone. Now I'm being a bit softer on the brakes, so I'm getting a lot more success and actually making time up, which is good to see. Staying there, we come on to the pit straight. It's probably going to be evens for that sector now with Webber. We might have made up just a little bit of time there. We did, 7.2 seconds now. So Webber doesn't seem to be going the quickest, it has to be said. So you never know, we could still have a chance, 2 laps to go. We can make up a second in a sector, and we can make up 7 seconds in 2 laps. Come on.
Your brakes
It's our best sector 1 of the day. 6.5 seconds now. If we can get it down to say 3.5 by the end of this lap. Tell you what, this has been our best lap by far so far. That's shown by being 1.6 seconds up on our best. Ah! Ooh, we held it. We held it. That was a big catch there. We weren't catching up to Webber too quickly anyway. 6.4 seconds. So let's just bring it home. Let's not push the car too much. So here we come round the final corner to start our final lap of the Grand Prix. The final lap of my return to F1 2010. Absolutely brilliant. And we might still be leading the championship after this. You never ever know. 16 seconds ahead is Michael Schumacher. I mean, considering the amount of mistakes, you can see that we do have pace. You know what I mean? Like, when we're getting it perfect, we're closing in on these guys quite quickly. It probably says a lot more about the AI difficulty than my driving, but we'll milk it as my driving for now. But this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. I've really enjoyed coming back to this game. Hopefully we'll have a post-race interview to show you guys at the end of this. I really do hope that. Through the second sector now, and we are actually going a little bit quicker than our previous best, or 1.2 seconds quicker. So I think this is our first clean lap. Lewis Hamilton wins the Australian Grand Prix. It'll be interesting to see if he leapfrogs us to the lead of the championship after that result. last couple of bends. And here we come around the final corner. We're going to finish 7th on our debut of YouTube of this career. Here we come through in 7th after an error-ridden day with a 1:30.3 to finish off there. And there you go, we finish in 7th place. We can be quite happy with that. And there you have it.
7th place. Good job. Really good job.
That is the end of that. We ended up 7.4 seconds behind Mark Webber. Lewis Hamilton win the race from Fernando Alonso, and I think Alonso will take the lead. He doesn't. It's actually Lewis Hamilton. We drop down to 3rd, Schumacher up to 6th. We should still be 2nd in the drivers, in the constructors, which is really, really good. But if you have enjoyed this, make sure you leave a big fat like down below. Let me know down in the comments whether you played F1 2010, whether you have the same feelings as me. With this being the best ever F1 game, one of the top 10 games, well, one of my top 10 games of all time. I'm really, really happy to bring this to you. And if you want to see more of it, make sure you let me know, and we'll see what we can do. But it doesn't look like we're going to get a press interview, which is such a shame, because I wanted to show that feature off to you guys. But maybe in the next episode. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.